Are you looking for a way to film your church's sermons, but you don't have a Hollywood budget? Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome to Mina Studio. My name is Nathan, and with me as always is my tech director Ronald. Today we're going to look at the budget video setup that my church uses to record our sermons to put on our website and on YouTube. So for recording sermons, you basically have three budget camera options. Number one is webcams. Now these are the lowest priced, also the lowest quality. But the biggest issue with webcams is that most of them are super wide angle. So to actually get a usable shot of your pastor, you'd have to set it right up on the stage in front of his face. Obviously that's not really a usable setup for us, so number one's out. Option number two is a DSLR. DSLRs are amazing budget video cameras. The image quality is amazing. You can change out your lenses so you can have as wide or as telephoto as you want. They're pretty cheap. You can get one for $300 for a cheaper DSLR with a kit lens, but we can't use it. Why can't we use it? Because they all have recording limits. DSLR recordings are almost always limited to 30 minutes. So a DSLR could be an option for you if you always have short, under 30-minute sermons with no risk of running over. Pastor who's never gone over on time? Oh yeah, we keep that next to our church unicorn. Technically, you could also use DSLRs if you bought two of them and staggered the recordings, but then you'd have your video guy running back and forth during the sermon, turning this one on and that one off and this one on and that one off, and well, that's a good way to lose a video guy, really. So webcam won't work. DSLR probably won't work. So our only option is option number three, and that is a video camera. So 2003, right? Now they do make pro-level video cameras, but they're very, very expensive, thousands and thousands of dollars, and that's prohibitive for most small churches. So we're going with the budget camcorder, which Canon makes, Sony makes, JVC makes, and I think some other companies do as well. And these usually range from the $200 to $300 range. But as you've probably figured out by now, I don't really like paying full price for things. So I bought this one used off of Amazon for about $100. This is the Canon Vixa HF R500. Super catchy name. So this is the 500. There's also a 600, a 700, and an 800 now. And little secret, they're all the exact same camera. Yeah, Canon hasn't really changed this camera at all in the past 4 or 5 years. So I went back about 4 generations. So instead of paying $200 for a new one, I paid $100 for pretty much the exact same used camera. So the video quality on these things isn't great. The sensors are tiny. The glass is cheap glass. But you can get a usable video out of this camera. The most important thing about this is that it has manual settings. That is the key to getting decent video out of these little budget camcorders. Nothing makes a recording look worse and like it was done on a cheap camera than the camera changing the white balance, going out of focus, wildly changing the exposure during the recording. If you set them all on manual, then that's exactly how it'll look the entire time you record. So we go to the exposure. I usually bring it down some so I have less grain because it tends to overexpose everything. Then we go to the focus, and you can use these two little buttons to adjust your focus. And then for white balance, to make sure I have a consistent white balance week after week, I just hold this piece of white paper in front of it, set the white balance, and we have the same white balance every week. But of course, the most important part of any video recording is the audio. People can put up with bad video, but they seldom put up with bad audio. So we already record our sermons and put out an audio podcast. So all I have to do is take that audio podcast and put it in the editor, sync it up to the video, and we have great audio with our video. Just goes straight from his headset mic into our board. Board goes USB out into the computer, and our Proclaim presentation software records it for us. So we edit our audio in Logic Pro. And all I'm really doing here is adding some EQ and also adding compression and limiter to bring the volume up to a usable level. We then bring that audio into our video editor. We sync it up with the video we've already brought in. Next, we're going to color correct and sharpen our video. If you did that white balancing like we talked about earlier, then you can have a preset that you apply to your video and you won't really have to mess with it very much. We then add our intro and our outro, add some transitions, add the title of our video, then we export it and we're good to go. So here you can see the final video after I've added the audio, edited the video footage, and exported it from Final Cut Pro.
Of culture. Do they see you as a humble person acting in love? Do they see you acting in some sort of righteous act of courage, as Hebrews 10:34 would say?
I do this each week, and now that I have the workflow all worked out, it usually takes me less than an hour to get both the audio podcast and video completed and exported. So there you go. You don't have to have thousands of dollars to get a decent, usable video sermon. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to look like a $1,000 camcorder, but it is going to be usable. It's going to be watchable. And as long as you have good audio, people can still enjoy it. Thank you so much for joining me here at Mina Studios. If you like this video, please like this video. Also, please subscribe to this channel so you can get more tech tips and gear reviews for the small church.